After all the news we got from New York Comic Con surrounding the Dragon Prince Season 4 and the official trailer, there's one question lingering on many fans' minds and my own. Is that really Rayla that we saw in the trailer? What's going on, everyone? James here with another Dragon Prince video, and today we're getting into another theories video, guys. We're going to talk about some of my updated theories for Rayla in Season 4, and yes, you just heard it. We're going to talk about whether or not that's really Rayla in the trailer. Some of us agree that it is, some of us don't, but I'm going to tell you which side of the fence I fall on. Now, before we get into it, go ahead and hit the big red button below. Subscribe to the channel if it's your first time here. Trust me, we do a lot of talking about the Dragon Prince, and we get into reviews and reactions to movies, TV, and all the news in between. So I'm so glad you're here. Go ahead and stay around for a while. Go ahead and get loud in the comments too, and let me know, guys, what's your theory for Rayla in Season 4? And go ahead and hit the thumbs up button if you are a big fan of the Dragon Prince, y'all. We, again, just got done talking about everything that came out of New York Comic Con. I have the panel recap in the description below and my official trailer reaction down there too. It's been a fun weekend if you're a Dragon Prince fan, which we now know is going to be hitting Netflix November 3rd of this year. I'm so darn excited, but let's get into why you're really here. We're going to talk about Rayla, and if that's really her, it better be. In the 1-minute official trailer, we did get a few looks at Rayla, both in her Moonshadow form and in her regular elf form. But again, is this really her? Let's go ahead and diagnose both looks and some of the other scenes as well. So in the Moonshadow form, we do see her with her little sidekick, her little pet, her cuddle monkey, and the Key of Audavos, that cube that you see on her left shoulder. And it's glowing with the star primal source, which doesn't actually line up with Rayla. The Key of Audavos, if you're not familiar with it, glows brightest when its respective rune is closest to the source. And in case you need a quick refresher on the history of these runes and the Key of Audavos, let's go ahead and read directly from the Dragon Prince's wiki page. And I quote, "The Key of Audavos is a cube-shaped artifact of ancient times that depicts the runes of all 6 primal sources on its 6 sides. When in the presence of magical creatures, flora, or any other exposure to a primal source, its respective rune glows in the color associated with the source. It appears to only react with one glow at a time and only to the source that is closest to it." Now, in theory, if this is Rayla, you would expect the moon to shine brightest, right? That rune to be the one that glows brightest, and it wasn't, at least in the scenes we got in the trailer. Now, this could mean that this isn't the Rayla we know and might be an imposter. However, there is still reason to believe that this is still Rayla after what we've learned from the New York Comic Con panel this past weekend. And in case you haven't watched the panel recap video yet, there's evidence to suggest from what we heard from Ehasz that the reason that the Key of Audavos is glowing with the star rune is because of her pet monkey. Like I mentioned, Rayla's new pet is a cuddle monkey, and according to some of the reporting from the panel, the cuddle monkeys, they have something to do with the star arcana. And again, according to the Dragon Prince's wiki page, cuddle monkeys are monkeys that are connected to the star primal. You already see where I'm going with this, right? And according to Ehasz from the New York Comic Con panel, he said that, and I quote, "The juvenile cuddle monkeys aren't affiliated with a primal source, but their experiences cause them to grow into any primal source, not just the star primal, but Rayla's cuddle monkey Stella will grow into the star primal." And where do we see the cuddle monkey? Literally right next to the Key of Audavos. So, but before I get ahead of myself, let's dive into the next form of Rayla that we see in the trailer. This is her in her usual elf form. Now in this shot, it's an extreme close-up. We see Rayla, see the cuddle monkey, and we see that darn cube. And again, it is glowing with the star rune. And I know you're probably thinking, well, hey, shouldn't it be glowing with the moon rune here in this scene at least? Not necessarily. It's pointing in a different direction here. It's pointing up towards the cuddle monkey, so again, this still could support the theory that this is indeed the Rayla we know, and that the star rune is glowing towards the cuddle monkey because it'll grow into the star primal. However, I still understand where some of y'all are coming from when you say that this might not be Rayla. I mean, she still doesn't even have her blades in this shot. But before we get into my own verdict and theory on whether this is Rayla or not in the trailer, here are some of your own theories about Rayla. And I'm going to read these directly from the comments that y'all left. Thank you guys so much again for getting loud in the comments. From Mahek Faisal, You said, the rune that is glowing is the star one, not the moon. This means it's probably Ehasz manipulating Callum, which could support one of my theories from an earlier video that I put out about Rayla and what could happen to her in Season 4. Now, I heard from Pazu, and this is a long one, but let's go ahead and read it word for word. I've been seeing a lot of theories about how the Rayla in the trailer isn't real because the cube doesn't glow with the moon primal for her. I don't think this is true though, because the cube glows with the star primal when Bait and Callum look at the cube, so maybe the cube is just stuck glowing on the star primal for whatever reason, in all caps. They better not fake Rayla because I just want her to be okay. I'm with you, Pazu. I'm with you. Now, there's two more comments we're going to read here from Slytherin Python 3. You said, I saw that some people were worried about Rayla being Ehasz in disguise because of the cube, but since he has mastered all of the sources, wouldn't the cube be glowing on all sides instead of just the star? A very, very astute observation there. That is a good point. Now the final comment that I'm going to read here, there are many, so go ahead and get loud and leave yours down below. This is from Robin M. You said, if you look closely, Rayla is on top of the storm spire with them as the birds cover the screen. She's back with the gang. That's something that I missed on first, second, and third watches of that trailer, but man, that is a good point, Robin. It could be Rayla after all. Now, here's my theory, guys. The answer to the question of whether this is Rayla or if this is Ehasz, I'm just an imposter. To me, guys, I think that this is Rayla. However, I still think Ehasz uses Rayla to bait Callum into being controlled. We did see in the trailer that Callum has these black eyes, which could signify that he's under a spell or under control, almost like a puppet on strings, similar to the poster that was released for Season 4, and Ehasz in the new trailer holding a stone figurine of Callum. Who would have thought a 1-minute trailer would have so much to unpack? But guys, I'm loving this. Now let's go ahead and round out this theory video with the next topic, which is what about the rest of the trailer? And there's evidence here to suggest that the Rayla we see in these moments, it's actually Rayla. We saw Rayla in combat with what looks to be a Sunfire elf, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but she's lunging from tree branch to tree branch and she ends up launching herself towards a ledge and actually loses grip of one of her blades. So maybe this is that blade that Callum stumbles upon and holds on as like a memory of Rayla. We saw that in the clip that was released, I believe it was the Moonlight clip, and we see that in the official trailer again where Callum is holding one of Rayla's blades. That could be the one that she lost in that little battle. However, this opens up another possibility. Are the moments that we see in the trailer outside of course, Rayla appearing and speaking with Callum, could these be moments in the past? Maybe this is from a flashback episode that kind of fills in the gaps of where Rayla's been for the past 2 years. Now, if you remember, I did mention on the channel here that I think we're going to get a solo Rayla episode, which will show us what Rayla's been up to for 2 years. Now, we did get a short story that sort of was a letter, actually it was a letter, that Rayla wrote to Callum, letting him know, I'm going after Viren to protect you. So I don't know if that's necessarily enough context and filler to understand where Rayla is, which is why I still think we get that solo episode, which these moments could be from. But that's all I have for my updated theories on Rayla in Season 4, whether it's her, whether it's not, and where she's been. But let me know down below in the comments all of your theories, and guys, go ahead and hit the big red button below, subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and keep this Dragon Prince momentum going. You're getting all my reviews, all my reactions for every episode once it drops November 3rd, and hit the thumbs up button again if you're a big fan of this kind of content. Alrighty, y'all. Well, you know what? I am going to, well, go cry at the possibility that Rayla might not be the Rayla we saw in the trailer. I'm not ready for that. Alrighty, y'all. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you at the next screening.